Now we'll see one more recursive program and we'll see the output, how to find out. So there is an array in main program. Let me represent it first. That means we have an array. I'll show here. That array contains how many elements? 6 elements. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They are 12, 7, 13, 4, 11 and 6. Okay. Now after that printf line will be executed. So in this printf we are printing the return value of f of a comma 6. For that we have to call f function, right? Let me write it, f of a comma 6. So whenever you call f of a comma 6, then there is one local variable a is going to get what? Starting address of that array, otherwise content of a. You know that whenever you have array a like this, we can imagine a like integer pointer. A is pointing to starting address of this integer. What is that? Let's say this integer is at 100, this is 101, 102, 103, 104, 105. My assumption is each integer takes 1 byte, otherwise 1 unit of space. So when I do that, the advantage is whenever I do pointer arithmetic, then whenever I see 100 plus 1, that will become 101. Okay. So if you take second address at 104, that means if integer takes 4 bytes, then when you add 100 plus 1, you should make 104. So it's all up to you. So finally, what is logic is whenever you have integer pointer, that when it is incremented, then you would go to the next integer location. That's it. Such a way you should increment your integer pointer. If you know that one, then you can answer anything. Now let's take a value 100. Then what is n value? Local variable n is going to get 6, right? So that's the initial point. Let me begin here. In that, so code comes here, control comes here. First line, if condition. What is if? N. So what is n? N is 6. 6 less than or equal to 0. False, right? Then control comes here. If star a percentile 2. Here, precedence of operators is important here. Always you remember star has a lot of precedence, highest precedence I can say. So out of all the operators, star and especially this cap, okay, dot and array suffix and function, all these operators have highest precedence, okay, and among them they are all again equal precedence operators. When you encounter multiple occurrences of these, then you should go from left to right. Understand? At this moment, percentile versus star. Star has more precedence, then prioritize like this. So what is star a? Value at a. So what is a? This one. So value at 100 is 12. So 12 percentile 2. So when you find out remainder with 2, then you get 0, right? Then 0, true. Then we come here, return. So since it is return line, let me write it. So what I can say is, so when you see return, that means that is logical end of that function execution. We are going to close this function after executing this return line. So return star a, value at a is what? 12 plus f of a plus 1 comma n minus 1. So a plus 1 is going to a local variable again a, and n minus 1 is going to local variable n. So you tell me what is a plus 1, what is n minus 1. A plus 1 with respect to this a, 100 plus 1, 101, and this n is going to get 5, right? Because we are going to pass n minus 1. Once you complete this execution of this function, we take the return value and we add 12 and we return it to this method f, so that this method call will be completed. Understand? Further, finally problem is reduced to evaluating this expression, otherwise this function. Let me do that. So first line in this function method, n less than or equal to 0. What is n? 5. 5 less than or equal to 0. Condition false, right? Then control comes here, then star a. This time star a is star 101, value at 101 is 7. 7 percentile 2 is not 0. Then control comes to this part. Again it's a return. That means, so we are going to end this method by returning dash star a. What is star a? 7 minus f of a plus 1 comma n minus 1. So local variable a is going to get 1 or 2 and local variable n in this method is going to get 4. Now same story, so you can easily understand now what is going to happen. What is that? So since value at 1 or 2, which is, and before that first we check n value, right? N value is 4, 4 less than or equal to 0, false. Then condition comes here, value at a, value at 1 or 2 is 13, odd number. Whenever you see odd number, what we do is we return, right? So this code will be executed, return value at that a, which is nothing but 13 minus f of a plus 1 n minus 1. What is a plus 1? A plus 1 is 103, which is passed to a, and n minus 1 is passed to n, that is 3. Right? This will happen. Now again we know that, now we had idea. So what is that? So it all depends on n value. Since n value is less than or equal to 0 false, then we automatically come to this if condition. So first of all we see the parity. If it is even number, then we do that value plus something else. If it is odd number, then we do that value minus something. That's it. So now directly go to that star A. What is that star A? Star 103, 4, even number. Then logic will be return 4 plus f of a plus 1 and n minus 1. F of a plus 1. A plus 1 is 104. N minus 1 is 2. Okay, this will become n, this will become a. Right. So again, same story. So n value is not less than or equal to 0. Then again control comes to if condition. In if condition, star 104. What is star 104? 11. Odd number. If it is odd number, this line will be executed. That is nothing but star a, star 104, 11 minus f of a plus 1, 105, and n minus 1, 1. So a takes 105, n takes 1. Again same thing happens this time. What is that? So value at 105, what is that? 6, even number. Then this time it will be 6 plus f of a plus 1 will become 106. Okay, that is a, and n value will become 0, right? So some students will have this doubt, sir, is it not problem? Is this program is wrong? No. Why? You are accessing 106, so you are referring 106, but we have only up to 105. In C programming, generating a memory address which is not part of your array is not a error. First of all, if you access that area 106, probably that will give you runtime error, but still it is not compile time error program. That means, so in runtime you might get error, but at this moment we have generated an address which is 106, which is not part of this array. We know that, but are we accessing it? We don't know. So far we have not accessed it, then there might not be any problem. At this moment there is no problem, but if you try to access 106, anything can happen. Remember it. Let's begin. So this is 106 and 0, correct? Now if n is 0, 0 less than or equal to 0, condition is what? True, right? Then immediately we return 0. This method has only direct return value 0, correct? So we are going to return 0. Let me replace it. This will be 0. 6 plus 0 is what? 6. That will be returned to this method. Now did you remember? So we are going to return here 11 minus 6. What is that? 5. To whom? Who called us this method, right? Then return it 5. So next line is return 4 plus 5, 9. 9 will be returned here, right? 13 minus 9, 4. 7 minus 4, 3. So 12 plus 3, 15. In that way, finally 15 will be returned. Okay. Try to understand the flow. Initially we thought of executing it, but on that there is one line called return 12 plus something. Without executing that we can't complete it. That's why we came here. Because of that we came here. Because of that we came here, we came here, we came here, we came here. Finally we got a return value of this method. Then after that we continued our execution. Understand? So see the flow how we are doing, right? So that's fine. 15 is the output.